Today, we're talking about terrifying objects, ghost ships, ghost cars, haunted dolls, and more. I'm your host, James, and these are the top 10 cursed objects from history that scientists fear. And we're starting off this list with Oumuamua. This interstellar object at Gray Star Solar System in 2017 has left scientists and astronomers scratching their heads a little bit. It's sparked intense speculation and wild theories, one of which suggests that it could be of extraterrestrial origin. The mystery surrounding Oumuamua begins with its unusual characteristics. Its elongated shape, unexpected tumbling motion set it apart from any known natural object. Some scientists argued that its unusual properties could be explained by natural processes such as outgassing or collisions, while others entertain the possibility of a more extraordinary explanation. That Oumuamua could be a technological artifact crafted by an alien civilization, which is much more fun but also could be much more scary depending on what those aliens are like, what their goals are. The idea that Oumuamua could be an alien spacecraft stems from its peculiar behavior and its origin from another star system. Its trajectory and speed seem to defy the gravitational rules observed in our solar system, raising questions about its true nature. Number 9, the Dybbuk Box. The origins of this object can be traced back to Jewish folklore, where a Dybbuk refers to a malevolent spirit or demon that possesses the living. The box gained notoriety after it was listed for sale on an online auction site in the early 2000s. According to its alleged history, the box was said to have been owned by a Holocaust survivor who had kept it sealed and hidden away. Legend has it that anyone who encounters the Dybbuk Box or opens it will be subjected to a series of misfortunes, physical ailments, and unexplained occurrences. Tales of paranormal activities such as strange odors, objects moving on their own, and vivid nightmares have been associated with the box. Some individuals even claim to have experienced severe health issues and financial ruin after coming into contact with it. It's currently held in Zach Baggins' Haunted Museum, and if we know anything about those with the last name Baggins, they're good at keeping dark items in their possession. That's a Lord of the Rings reference for you. Number 8, the Surrey Ghost Car incident. On a cold evening on December 11th, 2002, police in Surrey, England responded to several calls about a car having lost control and swerving off the road, crashing in a ditch about 100 yards from an exit ramp. Police arrived on the scene, and at first they didn't see anything until they spotted something obscured by overgrowth was indeed a crashed vehicle, and a lifeless body lay nearby, who they would later discover was that of Christopher Brian Chandler, who had been wanted for robbery. What makes this case so odd, though, is that based on the state of the vehicle and the body of the driver, the accident was determined to be about 5 months old. Police even confirmed with the family of Christopher that he'd gone missing in July of that year, 5 months before. So what was it that people had reported seeing that night? And at number 7, we have the Bermuda Triangle. So while this isn't an object necessarily, it is an area of the Earth that has baffled scientists for decades. The Bermuda Triangle, a region in the western part of the North Atlantic Ocean, has long been shrouded in mystery and continues to puzzle scientists to this day. The area has gained notoriety for numerous unexplained disappearances of ships, aircrafts, which has led to speculation about paranormal or extraterrestrial activities. What makes the Bermuda Triangle so perplexing is the absence of a definitive scientific explanation for the incidents that have occurred there. Scientists have proposed various theories to explain the disappearances, including magnetic anomalies, rogue waves, and methane gas seepage from the ocean floor. However, none of these explanations have been able to fully account for the high number of incidents or the mysterious circumstances surrounding them. Next up, we have the Woman from Lemb. The Woman from Lemb statue is an ancient artifact believed by some to be cursed, associated with a series of misfortunes and tragedies that have befallen those who have possessed or encountered it. The statue was discovered in 1878 on the Mediterranean island of Cyprus and is estimated to date back to around 3000 BCE. The figurine represents a seated female figure with her hands on her stomach and is made of limestone. Legend has it that the curse of the one of Lemb was unleashed when the statue was first removed from its original location. It's said that those who possess or handle the statue are plagued by a string of unfortunate events, accidents, financial ruin, and even death, which has earned the statue the nickname Goddess of Death. Every owner of the statue lost their own life or several members of their family within a short time span after taking possession of this mysterious statue. The last owners died, leaving the statue to their two sons, who finally put an end to the madness and passed the hot potato of death to a museum. Then the curator died. Number 5, Robert the Doll. A creation of the German toy company Steiff, possesses an eerie and malevolent presence behind those beady little eyes. The story of Robert begins in 1904 in Key West, Florida, when he was gifted to a 4-year-old Robert Eugene Otto. There are differing accounts of the doll's origins, with some suggesting it was a present from Gene's grandfather and others claiming that a disgruntled maid cursed the doll before giving it to him. Point is, it's rumored to be cursed. Whenever Gene's belongings were disrupted or damaged, he would blame the doll, claiming Robert did it. As Gene grew older, he became an artist, got married, and returned to his childhood home, which he renamed the Artist House. Very creative name there. Due to his wife's dislike of Robert, Gene relocated the doll to the attic. People passing by reported witnessing Robert change positions on his own and peering out the window at them. Visitors to the house claimed to hear footsteps and laughter emanating from the attic. After Gene's passing, Robert and the estate were inherited by Myrtle Reuter. She endured the peculiar occurrences for about 2 decades before eventually donating Robert to the Fort East Martello Museum. To this day, Robert remains there, believed to bring bad luck to those who disrespect him, and sometimes visitors will even write letters seeking forgiveness of any perceived transgressions against him. Next up, we have the Iceman. In 1991, a group of hikers stumbled upon a well-preserved body protruding from a glacier in the Otzi Alps, situated on the Austria-Italy border. The discovery turned out to be the remains of a middle-aged man who had met a violent end over 5,000 years prior, having been struck down by an arrow. He was dubbed Otzi the Iceman. Australian molecular archaeologist Thomas Loy closely studied Otzi and discovered traces of blood from multiple individuals on him, and suggested he likely perished in a skirmish of some sort. Loy's connection to the Iceman was noted in his obituary upon his death from natural causes at the age of 63, but some believe that there was a curse associated with the mummy. In the year following his discovery, forensic pathologist Rainer Henn, who had moved the remains into a body bag, died in a car accident while en route to deliver a lecture on the Iceman. And shortly after, mountain climber Kurt Fritz, who had arranged the helicopter retrieval of Otzi, perished in an avalanche. Rainer Holtz, who had filmed the retrieval, passed away from a brain tumor, and the years that followed, 3 more deaths occurred in connection with Otzi. Helmut Simon, one of the hikers who discovered Otzi, died after a fall, and archaeologist Konrad Spindler, one of the primary researchers, succumbed to complications from multiple sclerosis. Finally, in October of 2005, Thomas Loy became the last individual associated with the Iceman to pass away. The Basano Vase, or vase, depending on how you want to pronounce it. According to the tale, a silver vase crafted during the 15th century found its way into the possession of a bride on the eve of her wedding near Naples, Italy. But someone took her life at just the most inconvenient time, which was that very night. She was found clutching the vase in her hands. The item was passed down through her family over the years, and the vase seemed to bring a dreadful fate to anyone who owned it, leading the family to ultimately decide to hide it from the world. In 1988, though, the vase made an unexpected reappearance, accompanied by a foreboding note that ominously warned of its supposed curse. However, when the Basano vase was up for auction and sold for approximately $2,250, the note's contents were conveniently omitted from the item description, and sadly, within a mere 3 months, the pharmacist who purchased the vase died. After that, a series of tragic deaths happened with each new owner until a desperate family pleaded with the police to get rid of that thing, and it's never been seen since. I imagine the cops must have been kind of aggravated responding to that call. They probably just dumped the thing in their garbage as they were walking out the person's house. And number 2, a Polish vampire burials. Archaeologists have stumbled upon some rather bone-chilling stuff in Poland, vampire burials. These discoveries, dating back to the 17th and 18th centuries, offer a peek into the beliefs and rituals surrounding vampires in old Polish folklore. So picture this: bodies laid to rest with their heads removed, positioned between their legs, or with sickles and scythes placed right across their necks, just in case the corpse tried to climb out of its grave. And some unlucky souls even had stakes hammered through their hearts. Pretty brutal. These practices were all aimed at immobilizing the undead and keeping them from coming back and sinking their fangs into unsuspecting victims. And coming in at first place is Yellowstone supervolcano. The Yellowstone supervolcano, located within Yellowstone National Park in the United States, has captured the attention and concern of scientists due to its potential for catastrophic eruption. It is considered one of the largest and most active volcanic systems on Earth. While the last eruption occurred approximately 640,000 years ago, scientists are worried, at least some of them anyway, about the possibility of another eruption in the future. One of the primary reasons for concern is the volcanic activity observed at Yellowstone, like the frequent occurrence of earthquakes and ground uplift. These signs indicate ongoing magma movement beneath the surface, suggesting that the volcano is still active and capable of eruption. The geological record reveals that Yellowstone has experienced 3 major eruptions in the last 2 million years, with an average reoccurrence interval of about 600,000 to 800,000 years. The potential consequences of a Yellowstone eruption are alarming. The eruption could release an enormous amount of volcanic ash and gases into the atmosphere, causing, of course, widespread destruction. I don't really know what the point is in revealing that kind of information to us. It's not like if we all know it's gonna somehow stop it from erupting, but anyway, it is what it is. With all that said, I've been your host, James, and I will catch you, yes, you specifically, in the next video.